Hello, welcome along to our first session on engaging leadership. As you probably know already, in this system, we will be offering you lots of videos and tutorials, worksheets, and all sorts of materials and resources to help you become a more engaging leader for your team and for your employees, and for you to reap the benefits of that through higher productivity and performance. So this is our introductory session here. Each one of our sessions will last up to 10 minutes max, and this one we're just going to give you an introduction to the type of stuff we're going to be doing, and looking at the concept of what is an engaging leader. Okay, so the first thing is basically what we cover in the next few minutes. Um, First of all, by the end of this session, you'll be able to define what engaging leadership is. Um, you'll be able to do this through exploring your experience to date of working with engaging leaders and working under engaging leaders maybe, and how they made you feel, what they done in the past or currently to make you feel that way, and identifying what qualities it takes to be an engaging leader. So the first thing is just to take a few seconds to reflect. I will provide you with a worksheet on this. You can find it on the system, probably alongside this video, and you'll be able to do this in a bit more detail. But just for now, have a little think about who's the most engaging leader that you've worked with in your career to date. Well, that's somebody who was your line manager, or somebody that you a peer that maybe you worked alongside, and you observed how they led their team. So why did you choose this person? What did they do to for you to consider them to be an engaging leader? What what makes them engaging? Was it just you felt this way, or did your whole team feel the same? What did other people say about this person that would make you think that they were an engaging leader? And again, it's important to think about this, because a lot of times when people talk about employee engagement, they focus very much on the organisational culture, and they forget about the role of the line manager. The role doesn't matter what level of line manager you are. It's probably the most vital role within the organisation. It's that the line manager is the person who faces the bulk of the population of your organisation. It's the workforce that you influence. So it should never be underestimated. And while organisational culture does push and press and form your approach as a line manager, ultimately it's you who engages or disengages employees. It's you who makes them feel the way they do in the job. So line manager is one of the single most significant factor in employee engagement. So what we'd like to do in these courses is to help you create a more engaged team, and help you look at the qualities you have as a line manager, how you can maximize those to engage the people you work with, and some things you might want to start doing and other things you might want to stop doing. But awareness is a wonderful thing, and without awareness there can be no change. So hopefully we will help you increase your self-awareness and know those things you're good at, and those things that you maybe wanted to develop, and we would love to help you along the way. But what we're saying here is proximity is more important. So you're proximate to the employee. It's you who they interpret the organisation through. So what qualities were you thinking about when I asked you to reflect on the most engaging leaders that you've worked with? And things that we've come up with in our time of working with engaging leaderships over the past 23 years is that an interest in the person. Is that care for the people that they work with. They want to get to know their team members. They want to get to understand them. They want to build relationships And that's what work is. Work is one big set of relationships. It's a network. And the more we can influence that network, the higher productivity will be, the higher performance will be, the lower things like absenteeism will be. And a lot of that comes through. It's about influence. It's not about driving performance, but influence and performance, getting people to choose to perform. And a lot of that comes through your interest in the people that you lead. Authenticity is important. We buy people. People like people. As a psychologist, as a phrase I often use. We like people. People like people. People buy people. That's a lot of people's. And it's about authenticity. If you're like my line manager and I met you at an event outside work, are you the same person that I see? Can I understand and recognize your behaviour straight away? Okay, so that authenticity is important. Also consistency. It's one piece of advice I'd always give to any new line manager. First thing, consistent behaviour. We need to know as your employees, as your team members, how you're going to behave, how you're going to react, how you're going to deal with certain situations. So let us be able to read those situations and know how to approach you and know what your style is. And that creates a sense of psychological safety, which is absolutely vital to employee engagement and to engage in leadership. If your people feel safe to contribute, to come to you with questions, to come to you with suggestions, to make innovation or improvements to how work's done in your team, well then you've got a higher performing team. But they need to feel safe to do that. They can't run the risk of retribution. One key way of doing this is to put your employee first and your customer second. And for a lot of organisations that might sound like madness. Customer comes first. Who do you want dealing with your customers? Is it an employee that you have looked after and who recognises that you have looked after him or her and you've got their back and you've developed them and you've given them the skills and the support that they need to do a great job? They will put your customer first because they will repay you for everything that you do for them. And that's why we say employee first, customer second. Okay, and engaging leader, good, strong, clear communicator, good, strong, clear decision maker. People know where they stand, people know what's happening, and they're always in the loop. The key thing we say an engaging leader does is that they make their people feel great about what they do. They value their people, they focus on the people, they get to know who works with them in the team, they understand their team members individually and as a team. And they take this time to actually do that because they know at the end of it, through that trust, through that relationship building, they're going to get great work out the other side, and they're willing to share power and control with these people who they've built a relationship based on trust. And that's what engaging leaders do. Okay, so and again, as I say, we go through these sessions, we will build on this as we go, and we'll deal with each one of these issues. I will give you a session on each one so you can build up your leadership skills bit by bit. So finally we get to our little definition of engaging leadership, and for us at E times 2, engaging leadership is where power and control is shared, and that every team member feels safe to contribute and wants to contribute to success because they know they're valued, they know they're trusted, and they know when they make a suggestion that's going to be listened to. It might not happen. They're fully aware of that. People are mature enough to understand that their suggestions and their improvements may not be improvements, but they need to be able to feel safe to do so, and they will make improvements as they go. It just won't be everyone. So in this session we've looked at your experience of engaging leaders. We've looked at the importance of the line manager in that role, and why the line manager is absolutely vital in any employee engagement strategy. We've looked at why the line manager needs to focus on the individuals within their team and the qualities that's needed to be an engaging leader. So thank you very much for listening in and watching our little video.